I, I.
Sure. Let's see.
For a second, I really thought Jake was going to take the lead, and I was like, I kind of want to see where this goes.
Yeah, Jake, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Jake, give us a recap, bud.
So, so my okay. So, what is the recap, Zach? I don't know.
I'm asking you. What happened? What happened this game? What happened last time we played?
We killed a lot of people.
Did
I mean,
you?
a lot, a buttload of people.
Okay.
Not really wrong.
I guess that's not inaccurate. So,
It was most of it, I think. Yeah.
all right. Dan, you got anything to add to that?
I got my page of notes. Let's see. So we spent most of the time fighting in the quarry. In fact, the entire time, I should say. I wrote down some notes, and they started picking on character as I was writing the notes, which is interesting. I said that Anchor attacked the big guy who had been casting some sort of spell, and he drove his own knife into his heart. This enemy's blood drained out onto the ground in an extremely voluminous. No, that's not a word. A lot of volume, unnaturally. Several distant goblins died instantaneous in pools of blood, and the blood of the big guy is boiling on the ground. And the ground is softer and more pliable than Anchor expected when he physically investigated. Then we almost lost Peck to an unknown threat. Not sure what the threat was. Water has now flooded the quarry. We do not know what to do. Sven is concerned. Does Sven drop rope and save innocent lives, or does Sven leave them to their own fate? Saving lives is better for Sven. Sven does this. Sven will try to save lives. Sven finds that men get out of water by themselves. Sven targets portals with his missiles. Sven hits and does damage. Sven rescues 2 men. They know what is good for them. Roll initiative next week. We got total 1,375 XP right now. That's my notes.
I like it. I would just add that the portals were, by this point, those of you that saw the portals become created, were clearly the artifice of some sort of blood sacrifice on behalf of the goblins and the large, or I should say medium-sized unknown creature. Now, and then from these portals, in addition to a large volume of water, there have also been weird frog creatures popping out periodically, pretty much every round. So let me go to voice and video. Turn order. All right. If everybody would like to roll their initiative, we can wrap up this combat. Or maybe not. Maybe you guys will just keep doing this for the rest of the campaign. It's a whole campaign of fighting in this quarry. Who knows?
Exactly.
Sounds awesome.
So roll the 3, right?
Yep, the +3 up here.
Okay.
My rolls will now appear in the chat.
Oh, 30-20, Zach. Oh.
Okay. Are you guys manually entering your own in the initiative count? Or in the turn tracker?
I will, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No worries.
So grabbing my character. Here's
Do I have
Perk.
to do that? Do I
Perk
have to do that,
Goatberry.
Zach?
Alright.
I got you, Jake.
Okay.
Turn my camera on.
Ciao.
No, not that button. What just happened? I don't want VLC. I don't need VLC right now. Go away. There we go. All right.
Oh, excuse me.
How do I put my character in the little box in the corner?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you not in there?
No.
Nope,
I only see 2 people in
Same.
there.
Wait, you only see 2 people in the turn order?
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
It's
Aaron and Jerry.
Zach, I'd recommend we just clear it out
And-
completely and re-add
Anchor.
the tokens to the turn order, and then add the, because sometimes it gets buggy.
All right. Let's do this. We will go.
Right click, add turn. Okay.
Oh, we can add our own.
I'm
If you
sure there's a way.
right-click your character icon on the map.
Oh, okay.
Right-click your little dude.
Mine just says ping everyone.
What is the click thing?
You
Or-
gotta go down.
Oh,
Here's
there.
my character. Here we are. Okay.
Undo, redo, add turn.
Thank you. Womp womp. Just stay at the bottom there.
Hey Liz.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, I work on Wednesday. So if you want to come visit, you can.
I can't this Wednesday, but as soon as I can come to visit, I will.
Okay.
Are you gonna work on Christmas Day?
Yep, I work Christmas Day. Yep.
Well,
Wow.
shoot, maybe I'll come visit you then.
Yep. It's only for a
Was
couple
it like-
hours.
The next week day I'm off.
Okay. I gotta roll for the frog monsters. Oh my god, my dice pile is a mess.
I'm gonna go get the ice.
Over here. D8's over here. There's D12s and. Alright. Ooh. Okay, have you guys put your
Mine isn't.
I'm just only seeing like a couple characters, and I can't select any of the tokens as far as I can tell.
I
Try to click on 'em.
refreshing your page.
Yeah, I did. I refreshed the browser.
Okay. I
And,
don't
like,
think
when I-
yours is-
When I
you
right click
go.
on them, it says ping everyone. It doesn't have any other options though. It has undo, redo, and ping everyone.
check the tracker again. I've got I'm helping him out with some of the Roll20 stuff, so I added you.
Oh, okay. Yep, I see me there now. So yeah, when I okay, yeah, I can actually select the character. Good, cool. Let's see. Thank you.
Have you been,
Interesting.
Aaron?
This particular
too
game seems
bad.
buggier.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what that's about. Alright. I guess I don't actually need those stats open. How many windows?
What happened?
Don't need to be streaming right now. Okay. Is everybody in? Is everybody good?
Yes.
I think so.
Yep, I'm in now.
All right. Anchor, you are up first.
Hello?
I'm so far away from everybody that I think I just have to run as far as I can to try and catch you guys. So if I take the dash action and I'm really careful about running, I can get right behind. Like right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
I mean, that's pretty good. Tex, otherwise known as Jake,
Yep. Okay. So
you're up.
So how many monsters are left?
That you can see at
Yeah.
least
Oh, what is?
a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot left. All these little green guys, like, let me get to here and here, and the ones surrounding the civilians here.
Okay, I might take out. I'll ping it for you, Zach. This one right here. Are you ready?
Yep, ping it for me.
This one right here.
The
I'm gonna take
closest one to you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take it out with my.
Okay, go ahead and make your longbow attack. You're +7 there.
Oh yeah.
For sure hits. Yep,
Okay. So
that'll do it.
18 damage.
Just 8, but that is enough to kill it.
Okay. So. Okay.
You can still move or use a bonus action.
I want to use a bonus action.
Okay, what bonus action do you want to use? Let's see if you have any spells. Nope. I don't think you got any bonus actions that are applicable here, bud.
I end my turn. Completely.
You don't want to do any movement. You like where you're at?
Yes, I like where I'm at.
Okay.
So that's my turn, basically.
All right. Sounds good. Next up is Sven with Frog Monster on deck.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Liz,
getting some
you're echoing.
massive feedback. Yeah.
Is that on my end?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to tell this peasant, "Follow Sven. You keep you alive." He moves up his full movement speed, and then he's going to cast a second level magic missile on this guy. No, I take that back. I don't want to do magic. I want to do firebolt.
Okay.
He's gonna do fire. Right. Roll is so my rolls do come through on roll 20. I don't know why it rolls with advantage. The advantage roll would be the second one on the right. So the one on the left is my real roll. And then
23 hits.
Very good. Okay, and I hit this button for damage. Yep. Okay. 6 fire.
Actually, this is the first one you've hit with a firebolt, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought. Sorry, I gotta get my other mouse up to this. Ridiculous. You notice that as you didn't get the best shot off with your firebolt. You weren't feeling particularly strong about it.
Okay.
It seemed to. What's your passive perception?
It is 12.
It seemed to have an above-average effect.
Ooh. Sven would only say to himself, "His fireball is very dangerous against Lizardman."
And did you
That's
say
all I
that you
can do.
did shout at the civilians to move your direction?
Yes, I told them to follow Sven. Lead you to safety.
Sounds good. Okay. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action, movement?
That's all I got.
Okay. Next up are the frog monsters. Do some movements here. Why is this doing this? Oh my gosh. What is happening? Am I having a stroke? What is going on right now? Never mind. I gotta figure. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
I
good.
got a new mouse and keyboard. I just haven't hooked it up yet. And I forgot just absolutely how atrocious my existing mouse was. In my defense, I've had it for the entire length of time that I've had this computer, well over a decade. So it's served
impressive.
it served its purpose well. It's time for it to move on to greener pastures, like the dump. All right, these ones are going to escape into the wild. These ones are going to.
For the sake of Aaron, maybe I should explain that this water started kind of slowly filling up the quarry, and we tried to get everybody out, these normal civilians. But now there's like waist deep water, which is, or maybe it's a little deeper than that. That's kind of slowing us down as we're trying to get them out. And these lizard folk seem to be very quick in the water. They're not really
Okay,
lizard
good to
folk.
know.
They're not really lizard folk. I used the wrong word, but they're lizard type monsters.
Gotcha.
Infernal
1 and a
amphibians.
2. Oh wow, these guys got lucky. Third
Laser
one.
folk.
Oh my gosh, luckiest civilians in the universe.
Woohoo!
Unfortunately, less lucky players. Who are you again?
Who are you again?
Catherion. That'll be a natural 20 to hit you.
Who, me?
No,
No,
is
not
your
you.
name Catherion?
No.
Then shut your pie hole.
Yeah, not Catherion. Well, yes, that hits.
Okay. I mean, I assumed it did. Just giving you a moment to prepare.
Well, you know what happens when you assume. It wouldn't have this time, but it could.
This will be 5 points of slashing damage as one of these frogs rakes its very unfrog-like claws across you.
Oh god, y'all.
Oh no, sorry, that was a natural 20, so that was 7.
Oh, I'm dead.
You're down or
Okay,
you're dead?
wait. So it went from 5 to 7 points.
Yes, so 2 more than it was
so
last
we
time.
just 2 more. Well, I'm almost
Okay.
darn near dead.
Alrighty then. Well, good
So I
news
better make
is
this- next turn good.
Peck, I'm assuming an 8 doesn't hit.
No, it does not hit.
Okay.
And
Wow.
it's perk. It's perk, by the way.
Perk, sorry.
Yep.
Listen here, Peck.
All right, Catherion, it is your turn.
Okay.
There's 2 in front of you, one of which has just tried to attack a civilian, the other one which scored a vicious slash on your own person.
Yep. Sorry, I'm glitching out tonight for some reason, so. Obviously, I'm going to keep hacking through these.
Which one are
Hold
you
on.
attacking specifically?
The one right in front of me. So. I'm going to come down with my longsword. And a two-handed. Plus 1d10. Plus 2 is 8, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to put Divine Smite on that, so that's... Oh, shoot, I'm stupid, y'all. I didn't even roll to attack.
I was gonna say an
It's
8
been a
does
long day.
not hit.
Okay.
So
It's been a long day. Does a 9 hit?
a 9 does not hit.
Well, I'm not gonna do anything then. And
Well,
then, should I move?
You will provoke an opportunity attack from 2 of them. You
Yep,
can also direct the civilian.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is instead of like actually moving a distance, I'm gonna pick up the civilian and kind of like turn like 50 degrees toward the bank over here, and it's like literally just like point him in the right direction.
Gonna move him over there. Like that.
I think you lost her.
Put him around and be like, push him,
Okay.
toward the
That
bank.
actually is very helpful for him because that's not a voluntary movement, so it doesn't provoke an opportunity attack on his point.
I try to be.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action? Anything? I guess your bonus action was to direct and/or assist move the guys, so we'll count that. You don't have any movement. Next up is the civilians.
Hold on.
Excellent.
Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna restart this computer. I don't know what's going on. I barely heard Zach say that, so I will be back in just a second.
Sounds good. Alright, we'll start with the one that was saved.
Need to get her a better computer.
What's so weird is that like Discord doesn't go away when I exit out of it.
Okay. And then this guy is going to go 5, 10, 15. Oh, but that will provoke an opportunity attack. Whatever he's doing is told. And that will not hit. Oh my gosh. These are the luckiest civilians in the universe.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell Jake.
Oh, that one, as this, the one that just got X'd out, as it moves away from that farthest back one,
No.
he dies. He gets slashed and goes down.
Oh no.
Oh no.
These 2 mooks, we did say they don't have difficult terrain if they are along the blue edge there, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They're up there out of the water next to Sven. Are there any other surviving humans? Nope. Okay. All right, that'll be the civilians. Prek, you're up.
All right.
Did I say that right?
Nope. it's Perk. That's okay.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Sorry. I'll get there. One day I'll learn your character names.
It's cool. I haven't even learned it yet. I literally had to look at my sheet. All right. Perk is going to cast Mirror Image. Cast that on myself. Sorry. First time playing anything that casts things. To do that, I go to. Just want to make sure I'm doing the mechanics right. I go to spells and then click on the little spot where it says cast, right?
Yes, that will mark
Okay.
it off on your spell, like on your. It'll mark off a spell slot for you, but you
Okay.
still need to like tell us
Gotcha.
all what it does.
Oh yeah. No, the rest of that I got on lock. Okay, so mirror image. I am going to. Sorry, let me check it real quick. 3 illusory duplicates of myself appear in my space until the spell ends. Duplicates move with me and mimic my actions, shifting position, so it's impossible to track which of us is real. So I got 3 bodyguards basically. This lasts for 1 minute. Anytime a creature hits me with an attack roll during the spell's duration, I roll a d6. If any of the d6s roll a 3 or higher, one of the duplicates is hit instead of me and is destroyed. So yeah, and then duplicate otherwise ignores all other damage effects, yada yada. Spell ends when all 3 duplicates are destroyed or 1 minute goes by. So yeah, so three little mini me, well, not mini me's, exact me's pop up into my space, and we do the little 3-card Monty thing where we kind of shuffle around, so the enemies don't know which one is me. Yeah, I think it's pretty slick.
Is that an action or a bonus action?
Pretty sure that's an action. Let me double check that though. Pretty sure that one was an action. Kind of things I should be checking. Yeah, casting time is 1 action. Yep. Okay. So with that, I am going to move. I know I'll provoke an opportunity attack, but I've got little ghost boys to hopefully take those for me.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's start with that. Yeah, if one of them would like to opportunity attack, go ahead. As I calculate how far I can move and where I want to go.
Yep, definitely going to take a swipe at you. Does a 12 even hit you?
It does not. Fantastic. All right. I'm going 35. Okay, right about there. Let's see. I don't think I have any bonus actions I want to use. Ba-da-boo. Let's see. Reaction. Ba-ba-da. Sorry, still learning my character, guys. I know you guys are a little ahead of me on this.
All good. It's all good.
Okay. Weird. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It is weird.
I think that's my turn. I'm gonna call that my turn and live with FOMO if it truly wasn't.
I think you did good. Yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense. Action,
Yeah.
movement. You probably
Yeah.
don't have any decent bonus actions at level 3 or wherever we're at.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. Nope, not that far. Anchor.
Anchor's gonna do the same thing again and dash forward. Boom, 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 boom. He can get to there. Boom, boom. Hi, I'm here. You guys are almost done already, huh?
Anchor, I got a question for you.
Yar.
You don't breathe, so you don't have to worry about
That's
that.
true. It's very
But if
true.
you go in the water, are you capable of swimming?
I don't have a swim speed, if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm just thinking because you are an anchor. Like, do you have the option to swim if you so choose, or do you just have to walk along the bottom?
Like in this case specifically, I'd probably just walk on the bottom.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying. I probably walk on the bottom. I'm heavy, so
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
asking.
We'll go with I'm heavy and probably can't swim.
That is the saddest way to walk. I mean, to get around underwater. It's just to slowly walk underneath the water.
It's not. There is a sadder way.
Oh, really?
As it turns out,
I
yes.
invented it.
That Anchor invented. Yes.
Yeah, I explained it to Zach. Maybe I'll tell you someday.
Nice. I hope I get to see it.
Alrighty then. No bonus action. Do you want to use?
Nah, I
Or
don't.
you're-
I used an action, so I can't even do like an attack.
Mhm.
I'm gonna hold. The only thing I could do is rage, and I'm gonna hold it. So I'm done.
All right, top of the round. Let me roll. Okay. All right, a few more of these frog creatures come out of the portal. Oh, almost forgot.
You all
There
should
we
get
go.
out of the water, but you probably already know that.
Hey, Marvin.
Next up is Tex. Tex, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
you.
Okay. So Tex is gonna okay. Is this a frog one, Zach?
Dang it.
This one right?
It is. I was gonna say. So when you're picking your targets here,
Yeah.
there's two of them that are near Catherion, Kathy. It's two that are near Kathy, and one that is near one of the civilians. You could probably take one out. What would you rather do?
Take this one out right here. This one right
Well-
here, Zach.
Okay, make your attack roll, sir.
Okay. Does that hit?
A 12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
So that's a miss. I don't think you have any applicable bonus actions. Do you want to move?
No, I'm perfect the way I am. So I had my turn.
All right. Nope. Sven, you're up.
How big are these commoners? Were they dwarves? Am I remembering that right?
Nope, they are medium-sized folk of various different ancestry.
Okay. I'm going to instruct them to go down this path and step. I don't know if this works, but I'm gonna try. Let me know if the altitude doesn't make sense. I'd like to get a little bit of a view on this guy here, so I can attack him. Is that possible?
No, he is above you. I would say you probably aren't even aware that he's there.
Oh, can I hear him? Maybe. Would I have heard the portal?
Tell you what, I'll roll a stealthy stealth check for him. What's your passive perception?
12.
He fails. So yeah, you definitely hear like a noise as something crawls out of the portal.
Dang it, I don't have enough movement speed, even if I dash to get next to him. Get away. Okay, well, I will instruct them to continue down the bridge, and then I will wait for them. Yeah, I've got enough movement speed. I can wait for them here and ready my action to cast Firebolt on him if he shows his head.
Okay, so basically you're going to ready the attack action to protect the civilians or cover their retreat or something?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Next up is the frog monsters. Let's get the fun ones out of the way. Catherion does a 7 hit.
Ha! No!
Well, then I'm guessing a 5 doesn't either. All right, let's see if the civilian is also lucky. What is... Ooh, nope.
Oh no.
Civilian bodied. Okay. You can see that the one, like now there's two dead civilians, right? Like in this area here, and the frogs that are not otherwise engaged seem to be going into some sort of creepy feeding frenzy as they start devouring the humans. This one upset that its meal got taken from it. 5, 10,
Don't attack me, please.
15. You will get an attack of opportunity. No, it would go around you. 5, 10, 15. It's
Do
going
I
after-
perceive it go around? Okay.
Probably. You're probably aware of it swimming around you, but it's not within striking range.
Okay, that's what. Yeah, I
Um,
figured once it wasn't coming on me.
All right. One more guy. Okay. Catherion. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
You're up.
Okay. So as a bonus action, I'm gonna give me some lay on hands. Let me go to my character sheet. Give myself like 5 more points. Wait. Slightly better, but okay. And then I'm gonna keep whacking. Does an 8 hit?
Negative.
Well, then I don't do anything. Hold on, because I don't think I have the shield spell thing either. Okay, I am gonna try. Okay, wait. I don't have a disengage either. I do gotta move away from that. I gotta do something. I can't be sitting there trying to get hacked to pieces. But if I back up, hold on, sorry. No, I guess I'm just gonna stay there.
Okay. Next up is the civilians. No, quit reshaping him.
Oh,
All right. He's made it out of there alive. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60. All right. Sven, it appears, at least for now, that you have successfully covered the escape. Oh, I forgot to move this guy. One second.
Okay.
Actually, 5, 10.
sit back, run away.
You can see that this one over here is approaching, but it's taking him a little while to get there.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Does that mean I could attack him then?
Yes, if you would like to use your readied action to attack him as part of covering the retreat of these 2 people. Is that a 24 to hit?
That's right. Or fire.
4 damage will not do it.
I hit him. You do something.
It definitely was a lot more impactful than like it would have if it hit something else, but it's not dead yet. It just does not look happy. Not that it looked
This is good,
particularly
yes.
happy before. Okay. Then that'll be the civilians. Nope. Perk, you're up.
Me?
All right.
Is your name Perk?
Yes, no.
He's like, I'll be whatever you want it to be if I get to go.
Remember, Jake, your name is Tex.
Okay, I will remember that.
Big shoots. Okay. I'm going to. Speaking of shoots, I'm gonna. Well, it's getting close. I could. Yeah, it's not within striking distance. Nah, I'm just gonna keep running. Actually, I'm gonna use my action to dash. Because that'll get me 70 away. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cheesing it.
Leaving Kathy to die.
Oh, are they attacking her? I thought they were. Sorry, those ones in the middle there. Are they swarming towards the dead villager?
The ones over here are swarming the villager. The 2 in front of Catherion are attacking her, and I would
Oh,
say you would
okay.
probably see that this one here is also headed her direction.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna actually fight then. Yeah. All right. Eldritch Blast at the one that's right in front of me, because I'm assuming it's giving me the eyes.
Yes, that's
It's-
the one that you evaded and
Got
it
it.
chased after you.
All right. Well, we're doing this. So Eldritch Blast coming in with the cacao, hopefully. 22 to hit.
That'll hit, yeah, for sure.
God help us if it doesn't. All right, 7 damage.
Dead.
Awesome. All right. I am actually going to use a bonus action and go with Pact of the Blade Conjure. I don't remember. I think I may have conjured it the first time around, but I forgot what I conjured. So I am conjuring a axe, I believe, is what I was going to go with there. Oh wait,
Okay.
no, I had. Never mind. I already had something conjured. I just need to look
You
through
need a
my notes.
flail.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
a flail.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to do the other one, which is I am now bonding with that weapon. Create a bond with a magic weapon you touch. Until the bond ends, I'm proficient with it and can use it as a spellcasting focus. So I can cast my spells through my flail now, and I just think that's cool. So
That is
there's
awesome.
my bonus action. Yeah, I think it's cool. So knowing that these other guys are actually still attacking, I'm gonna move back a little bit closer. I'm gonna get right there.
Okay, that'll be your full movement because it's difficult terrain.
Oh, never mind. Actually, that's right. I forgot. I guess I'm gonna assess before I do that. Is the water still rising, or has it like settled?
It's rising, but the rate has gotten a lot slower. As like you're reaching, like because it's filled in the quarry, it's a lot deeper. Or there's just a lot more volume at this point that it has
Sure.
to. So, but it is still rising. Yes.
Okay, then I'm actually gonna post up right there. I'm
Okay.
gonna stay where I'm at. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. Next up is Anchor.
Legitimately don't know what to do.
I mean, do whatever feels right.
I feel like I'm gonna die if I do. Okay, I can go. Does it become difficult terrain if I try to go save?
You know
my
what?
friend
I'm
there?
gonna say that because you don't have to swim, you're just walking along the ground. It doesn't.
I think I can get right next to them then.
Yeah, I'll just say you can just do that. We may revisit that later, but yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I I like put my shield out and I dive into the water and I float on top of it until I sink, and then I just swim the rest of the way and pop up with my shield out in front, and I try and like do the like Spartan phalanx thing where my shield covers the person next to me. And then because you're so close to me there, Catherion, you probably see the cool little action that's gonna happen as I brace the shield and I set it kind of down on the ground. There's a bunch of little mechanisms that make the like both sides of the shield connect to my forearm so that it kind of straps itself together, and as that happens, right down the center in between two handles that I have, the same little machine things like unlatch, and the shield breaks in two, and I rear back with my right hand still protecting you with the left one, and I just punch this damn thing that's in front of me.
Nice.
I hope
Whoa.
Anchor, with his passive perception, sees that Catherion is in absolute awe of your shield abilities, and you just hear her like, you think she's whispering to you, but you realize that she's also talking to herself, just like, I've got to get one of those. I have to have one. I have to.
I wanted to do it against the big guy and be all thematic about it, but I had to wait 2 weeks to do this, and I rolled a natural 1.
Solid.
What a disappointment.
That laugh was from Liz, don't worry.
Hate this game.
That's rough. And anything else you would like to do on your turn?
That's all I got.
That's all.
Is the
Alrighty.
shield gonna help me at my turn?
No.
Okay.
It'd be cool, but no, I don't have like. I don't have.
And
anything
then your
that would
little
actually help
depressed self just hear her goes, well, maybe I don't want one.
That's typical. Or I think Marvin the Martian is known for saying it's even worse than I thought.
Yep.
I tried.
Top of the round, something happens. As you guys are struggling to get the civilians to safety and, worried about your companion who has kind of left themselves a little exposed, something large passes between you and the sun, temporarily casting, blocking the glare for a moment, and you look up and you see what can only be described as a sailing ship with no sails, and the entire port side open, as if it had just been, like the side had just been peeled down, almost like some sort of ramp. And you can see it circling over the quarry as a rather impressive quantity of arrows just comes flying out of the open side of this vessel. At least 2 arrows each, finding one of the frog creatures as they all go down. After doing another circle around to make sure that they got all the ones they can see, several figures in what appear to be very sturdy leather armor make a jump down of about 25 feet down to here. Oh shoot, I didn't get tokens for these guys. Oh no. That's okay, I have tokens. Yeah. A couple of these guys pop down here as they move around. A couple of them are going to come over here. Ah, that's humongous. Not that big.
It's huge.
Don't need to orient. We need to shrink you. No, shrink. Change size. Oh my gosh.
Zacharias, if this is what I think it is, Kath is gonna die of embarrassment.
Hold up.
This here's a hold up, baby. I was born to be a bank robber. No. I was. Oh, hang on. I need at least one more. Yeah. Okay. Pretty quickly, you are approached by what appear to be most likely elven. They kind of have some elven features. It's hard to tell with, in like full leather armor. But definitely elven vibes. As they pull up and go, what happened? What's the situation? What's going on?
There's these goblins. First off, the most important thing is that they turned into blood puddles and started boiling over.
But
We got most of the civilians back out. We lost some. We did. And then we're fighting these gator people now.
Anybody learned to speak Elvish?
Oh yes, that was in Elvish.
You do speak Elvish. They addressed you in common. If you would like to speak to them in Elvish, you can.
Never mind.
It will definitely It will definitely be like trying to speak to a Hispanic person in Spanish when they started the conversation in English. That's definitely what the vibes are going to be.
I didn't
But
do
you
that.
are
I'm not.
welcome
Liz
to do
isn't
that.
thinking.
These creatures show
replied-
up in quarry. Waterfill quarry.
Yeah, and I don't know where the water came from, but now I can't figure out where. I'm sorry. Crazy fight.
We try to
Uh,
save as
Yeah.
many as possible.
Okay, after like all of them kind of. By the way, we're out of initiative order. Feel free to move
cool.
around.
Do any of them know about goblins with boiling blood curse like spells, rituals?
We can get to that in a moment. I'm just deleting all of the ones that they killed so they don't count towards your XP.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna start trudging out of the water now.
Yeah, so there
I'm gonna go
definitely
dry
is
off.
is like a sense of urgency. But it appears that like the threat is largely gone, and like every now and then a couple of the frog creatures like are still coming out of the portals, but they're being killed very quickly as well by the surrounding archers. Each of you individually, as you're talking to these guys, notice that at some point one of them is like grabbing their ear. Sorry, I should do the other side. Is like grabbing their ear and holding it while relaying what you're saying to a third party.
We need some of those. Oh my god.
And you can you know, after kind of looking around, then all of a sudden they all kind of grab their ear, and like one of them holds up a hand, and you see this what you now have identified as a skyship circle around again, and then from about 50 feet up, one figure just kind of steps off the edge and floats down to the here. You're going to give them. This guy's cool and special, so they get a different picture.
I'm not doing that.
No, quit doing the thing I don't want you to do. All right, there we go. And I don't think any of you can actually see this. Yeah, none of you are high enough up to see it, but they landed up where at this point you guys have determined the ritual started at the top of the quarry here. And shortly thereafter, I would say after about a minute and a half of random frog monsters coming out and being quickly decimated by the surrounding archers, the portals close. Nothing happens to the water. It's still there. But the portal is closed. And so the problem is currently contained. After that, everybody kind of takes a deep breath again, and one of the elves comes up, holding her ear for a second, and says, "The lieutenant would like to speak with you." And you guys are all ushered off screen to a suitable landing place near the quarry.
Is my guy?
I bet we're in trouble.
No, Tex got left behind. That was the only one. They said no Tex.
What'd you say, Jake?
Am I behind or?
No. Liz is just being obnoxious.
Somebody speaks Elven around here. So
I think most of you speak Elvish. Actually,
I think most of us. I'm gonna turn and look at you and say, I think most of us do in Elvish.
I do.
Yes.
I nod my head as I understand in Elvish.
I don't.
Don't worry,
Someone
machine.
in the back is like, well,
They had not Elvish.
someone in the back's gonna be like, well, I can write it.
I pat Anchor on the back like, no, don't worry, machine. I translate.
Okay, so just a little bit about how
You get a side
I
eye from Cap.
interpret language proficiency. Unless you say otherwise, I'm going to assume that you are fluent in the language, and also that I use that language proficiency to also represent, like, if you have proficiency in the language, I would say you also have a reasonable understanding of common cultural norms that span across elves. So, like, while as you may not know wood elf specific things, you would know that with most elves, this is this. Or that gesture is not an insult, even though it appears to be insulting. Like that kind of stuff. So all of you with proficiency in the Elvish language will pick up on the fact that while brisk, all the elves that speak to you are being very professional and like military polite, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like no wasted words, but polite. And as you are kind of led up, you see up close for the first time this rather large skyship that is kind of resting on these like spindly little legs, about 6 of them, and it looks like the whole like the side of the bottom deck is like folded out to create a ramp, and there are a number of personnel nearby that they're including on the ship, and one now very obviously clearly elven individual looks a little bit different. Their armor seems to be a little fancier, and they're not wearing their helmet. And you can just kind of pick up this guy's probably in charge, and he kind of waves you over. Says, so I've heard the preliminary report. What exactly happened here?
When we arrived into town, we heard the commotion coming from the quarry. Some civilians had run in and kind of let us know that there was someone running afoul of the place. When we arrived, it was covered in goblin militants. I don't think it's anything that I really recognize, but it all happened quickly. Does anyone else, and I turn and look at my team, does anyone else recognize like anything about like their insignia? Did they have a uniform on? I can't remember. As Liz.
Well, one guy was way too big.
Yeah, so like they did have like this massive leader dude. Anchor, my teammate here, probably saw more of that than I did. So he could probably better fill you in on that. At some point, and I apologize, sir, I was very caught up in the situation and the civilians at hand. So unfortunately, I did not exactly perceive when, I believe it was a ritual, I look at Anchor, began. At some point, about 15 minutes in, the goblins, there were pools of blood at some point. Where goblins had been? I believe so. Sorry, now I'm kind of forgetting the story a little bit. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, it came from the big guy. I was gonna punch him in the face, and he just, I don't know, he was so sad to see me that he just stabbed himself and didn't want to be friends. And all the blood came from his body, and then I started running away because it got scary.
I look at him and knows, well, that was a very presumptuous statement. Anyway, sir.
He's definitely gonna like linger for a second on Anchor and kind of like
New teammate.
Anchor, do you speak Elvish?
No, I don't.
Can the lieutenant and I just kind of like share a side eye in Elvish? I don't know, man. There's a new teammate vibe, kind of like, not say that, but I don't know.
Katherion, what's your passive perception?
I think it's only like a 10. Yeah.
You don't pick anything up. All right. Okay.
Now, at some point before you got here, obviously there's no sign of that now. Portals opened up with amphibian-like sentient beings emitting from them, and then like water started filling up out of somewhere, and then it all kind of just went to hell. And here we are.
Did they communicate with you before attacking?
Not I, sir. I look at my other people like
They
anybody.
talked, but we did not understand beyond "Kill the big meat." I was the one who cast comprehend languages, so I was able to.
That's right, you did. Okay, I was
Okay,
about to
yeah.
call BS on you, but then I forgot that you did that. Interesting. Our mage has taken care of the blood ritual. I would be careful, and we can forward this along, but talk to your leaders. I would be careful about draining this water. Certainly don't mix it with anything you might drink. It appears to have the taint of the abyss.
Good to know.
That sounds awful.
Anybody who is proficient can give me a religion or history check.
Let me look.
Or Arcana. And the information you get will be determined by what
Say that
stat you
again?
use.
Arcana, what are the
I
other?
got
Arcana, history, or religion.
I got a 16 for history.
Ooh, really?
16 for history.
Can I do religion, Zach?
Okay. Kathy, for history.
Shut up, Dan.
I'm sorry.
You remember reading in the just truly decadent amount of education you've had over your life compared to like what is available to the common folk. Historic battles have always have like stuck in your mind, and when he says the abyss, you remember reading a manuscript that was essentially retelling a story of an even older battle, like essentially retelling a record found, and it was about a demonic incursion that came from the abyss and tried to like claim a portion of the sphere that was repelled. So you would probably know that this is a big deal, but also that those were demons of some kind.
So in shock, I'm like, sir, do you speak of the abyss of whatever battle that you just described?
Let's roll his history check. I am not familiar with that battle, but the abyss is a. My understanding is yes, essentially, most likely demons of some kind.
That makes sense.
Now that you're thinking about it, you don't remember seeing any bodies of the frog creatures when they died. Like, maybe they sunk. There's a lot going on, but you don't remember seeing any bodies. All right, who else rolled? Dan, you said you rolled something?
I did. I got a 16.
In religion?
That's right.
Okay. So you've definitely heard of the abyss. You've heard of it a little bit different. You know it as a place of basically chaos by definition. Tales of like even physics working radically differently from like one place to the next. Even like stepping, you take one step in the wrong direction, physics suddenly work incredibly different, and you're now like flat, like two-dimensional or something. Also, horrible creatures, monstrosities and monsters of all kinds, demons, lots of nasty stuff there, but a huge source of chaotic energy. And then I will let you determine how your religious practices would interpret that information. Anybody else do a check?
Do you want me to do check, Zach?
You are proficient in Arcana if you want to do Arcana.
Yes, I'll do that. That's 3?
The +3 there, yeah. Oh, natural 20.
Yes.
Okay. Arcana. Jacoby, you've really only.
Jacoby.
Sorry, Tex. You have really only dabbled in magic. But even you know that, like, summoning creatures from the abyss is like typically one of the easier things to summon. Like, they're trying to get out. So it's like you would consider this to be like probably beginner. Like, this is not high. I guess all summoning is impressive. Anytime you can connect to the other planes is impressive. But the creatures that came through, you're thinking this is not the work of like some sort of mastermind. This was some, this was some lower level magic. As far as summoning goes.
Who are you?
But he says, yes, I would recommend to your leaders to be careful about disposing of this. As long as you don't put all of it in one place or drink it, it should be fine. But more importantly, I assume you all are the delegation from the Regadrest Kingdom.
The one and only, sir.
The Rangers.
Yes.
Excellent.
That's right.
Well,
It's true. Sven is Ranger.
he's gonna look at you and say, "Not yet."
Soon.
Cat is standing in absolute full attention. Like,
I'm not.
Kath is trying very hard to maintain like professional military bearing, and between Anchor and Sven, just this is really working against you there. How is everybody else responding to this person of authority? Who, if you hadn't worked it out, he's literally just told you, "I am here to pick you up." Like I am in charge.
Yeah, Perk is definitely like he's looking at him up and down, sizing him up. He's pleased with what he sees, and he's very happy to kind of be hiding behind Kath as she takes all of the questions and everything. He's like, yeah, let her talk. She's going to be our best face for this.
All right.
Not so sure about these other two, but
Anchor-
keep. I'm like literally standing like behind her right
Anchor
shoulder.
does have
like,
actually a
backing
little
her
bit
up.
of like military background, so he's not good at talking, but he like stands at like attention.
okay,
you know,
so at
to
least
the-
you're standing at attention too. Okay, good.
Can I
So
do-
when we were having that conversation, you weren't sitting there like slouch.
my report may not have been
Oh.
super great, but he's not been like goofing around or anything.
Can I do an
Thank
insight
God.
check?
Oh
on,
my God.
On Peck. See if he is
it
made
Perk?
nervous by me. Perk? No, it's Peck, isn't
Perk.
it?
No, it's
Perk.
Perk.
I'm sorry.
All good.
I
Like, tell
mean, sure. Go ahead and roll. And Aaron, if you want to roll deception or just tell him the case. It's up to you.
Sorry, what was that for again?
He is rolling insight to see if he makes you nervous, right? That's what you wanted to do, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not nervous.
Yeah. Don't worry. Silly man. It's fine. I know what I'm doing.
I would say you all at least know of each other. You were probably at least like introduced at some point prior to meeting up in the village. At least maybe not as a group, but individually. You being selected as like the delegation for the Rangers. It did not come together slapadash at all. So like
I was
there
gonna
was
ask,
planning.
did we not have a conversation about decorum?
You guys did not have a conversation about decorum. You chose to do other stuff before the fight kicked off. So
Oh, that was supposed to be our introduction. Okay, well, I guess my bad.
I mean,
I'll do better in the future.
one can hope.
I just remember fight.
I didn't give you much of a chance either.
No,
so,
you didn't.
You can't be faulted. I kind of wanted this to come out of nowhere. This is concerning. So, typically speaking, goblins aren't summoning creatures from the abyss to take out strategic resources. We're going to have to. I'm going to need to file a report with the Rangers. Please come aboard. The area is secure. The lieutenant will make contact with the local settlement, and we will be on our way.
Therion, did you report to him of the
What was his name?
giant band of goblins that fled south?
Oh yeah, I absolutely tell him all about those two. Boop, 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 boop. Goblin sent out official language.
Oh, goblin survivors.
Unfortunately,
They fled as soon as the water started coming.
Curious.
I would have
Guy's like a-
intercepted, but there was too many for me.
This guy's a captain?
Yes.
Captain?
No, this
Did we get
guy's the captain. He's the
Oh,
captain
this
of
guy
the
is the
ship.
captain. Okay, my bad.
Did
Yeah.
we get his name?
You did
Yeah,
not.
respect,
Everyone
guys.
has just called him captain.
Captain, okay.
Is there anything on
Captain,
his attire that would give away his name?
No. There's, as far as you can tell, there is almost no identifying marks at all, outside of a higher quality and the fact that he wasn't wearing his helmet. It would be hard to distinguish that he wasn't any difference between him and the rest. These all, now that you are up close and personal, you can tell these are all wood elves.
Interesting.
Would it be appropriate? I don't know what kind of check to figure this out. Would it be appropriate for me to ask his name?
Yeah, Lo,
Ask him.
you've been in the military, right?
Me?
No,
No.
Sven.
I'm more of a.
Oh,
I'm more clerical.
Oh, I thought you distinguished yourself in battle. No, you're clerical. Then go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okay. 13.
Probably harmful. Probably harmless. You know, worst he can do is say no, right?
Captain, what should I call you?
My name is Captain Willow Oak, but you may address me as Captain. There shouldn't be any other captains around for a while, but Captain Willow Oak is my name.
His good name. My
Kind of
name
give you
is,
kind of an odd like. Okay.
my name is Sven Oldbricht. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He's gonna look at your hand for a second, like he doesn't know what to do, and then it's gonna like oh, and then he's gonna kind of like stick his hand out, like, oh, that's right, this is what humans do, and like shake your hand.
You say, I live around many human where I used to live. As you can see, I am not one, but it's no problem.
Yes. Well, excellent. There'll be plenty of time for introductions and further instructions. By all means, hurry aboard, and we can get this taken care of.
I am going to be looking at the side of the ship for a name on the ship to see if there is one, and if not, I'm just going to pull one of the random elf dudes aside and be like, "Hey, what's the name of the ship?"
You're asking great questions I wasn't prepared for.
Names always get DMs, huh?
This is the name of this ship is. Wait, do you read Elvish?
Yeah.
Pollen on the Wind.
Nice.
Anybody here? Any characters here have a particular interest in vessels or boats or skyships? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Is that me?
If you would like to do, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to be
14.
proficient to do this one.
I know. I'm just sorry. I was just
Okay.
confused why I am proficient.
Oh, six back.
6
That's
is not
fine,
great, Jake.
I got a dirty 20.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
Anybody who rolled higher than a 15 would be able to tell just by looking. This is definitely some sort of. While all airships are typically too valuable to serve a single purpose, this one is definitely geared towards moving personnel. As you come aboard, you kind of get inside. You realize you understand that walking up the ramp that is the side of the vessel, you are on what is probably the bottom of 3 levels. And this one seems to be predominantly cargo. There's a lot of stuff like under cargo nets that are like nailed to the ground, so they don't move around in flight. There's some people lounging on said cargo, not a lot, but this is a pretty much a largely empty space, very clearly designed to move people and goods in and out. The lieutenant from earlier approaches you and says, you're welcome to stay here, or if you would like to join the captain on the deck. I doubt any of you have had the pleasure of flying on a skyship, and everyone's first experience is always something special. Yeah, Jacoby?
I'll stay on the ship.
Oh, sorry. I thought you needed my attention. No, you all are staying on the ship. You can either stay down here or go up to like basically the deck.
I want to go up to the deck.
Up to the deck.
Yeah, I'm going with Tex.
Absolutely.
I'm going too. I just want to say that like as we boarded the ship, like Anchor would have like thanked the captain for his coming to our aid because we were in shit.
Yeah, we were.
Ben is going to stay for enough time for a short rest if he can, and meditate on her book while he does so. And maybe if there's still time after that and they haven't landed, he's going to just listen for the scuttlebutt on the ship.
You would know that you are in for a multi-hour journey.
Okay.
So there will be plenty of time for that. If you decided when you decide you want to do that. Um,
I wonder what would happen if I.
I want to go check out the deck. I am specifically looking for. I want to see how the ship moors itself.
how it moors itself,
Yes.
like how it like lands and like anchors.
How do they like stop and keep the ship in place? If
Mhm.
you get what I'm hinting at.
Oh, okay. Sure. As you guys traverse through this rather large ship, the middle deck is very clearly like crew quarters. It looks like there's a small galley, and some large room towards the back that, I mean, you're not like given a tour by any means, but like is very clearly important, and is there's like a guard stationed there, and is unknown to you, but the middle deck is largely crew quarters. The top deck seems to be, or I should say, the third deck, which is still under the third floor. I don't know ship terms. I'm sorry. I should probably read up on that. The third floor, going from the bottom up, appears to be tables with lots of charts, and you see a lot of personnel that appear to be not in armor, in some sort of naval uniform. You get the impression this is where the operations of the ship happen, as far as like the directing and the work to maintain the ship.
Bridge?
On the top deck, yes, the bridge. Thank you. The bridge is up here. On the top deck, you find the captain is talking with 3 individuals that look very different from everybody else.
Can you?
They are wearing what appears to be incredibly bright, shining armor, but it's like it doesn't cover everywhere. It seems like it kind of covers the main, like critical parts, like where there's no movement, and then underneath that is some sort of matte black, like cloth or something. You've never seen armor like this before. Their helmets completely cover their face with just a strip of what appears to be onyx stone over the eyes, and none of them have any equipment outside of what appears to be a large knife and some sort of strange kind of crossbow looking type thing, but not like any crossbow you guys have ever seen.
Yeah, so can I touch this crossbow?
Is that do you seriously want to do that?
No.
Okay. You don't know these people. They're talking with the captain. Sven, give me a perception check.
I was just trying to message you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Excellent. I will message you in a moment.
That's
I knew it. He was wanted. That's what Kath is thinking right now. I knew it.
oh, she doesn't know that.
After a moment of talking with them, the captain comes over, and for the first time, he looks a little... He looks like a man who's used to running his own ship and has kind of been told what to do a little bit. It says, small delay. Our friends from the Republic want a chance to try out their new toys, and have decided to hunt down those goblins that you said were fleeing. Maybe get a little more information as to what's going on here. And with that, you see all three of the individuals kind of do a quick like a pat down check, and then touch a gem on their arm, and they all just kind of fly. It's like kind of like step off and fly off the edge of the ship, off the deck, and start circling down and like kind of circling down towards the ground. And you guys are several hundred feet in the air at this point. One moment, I need to message Dan.
Anchor watches them go off the side, and like you can tell he takes a couple like stutter steps, like he just got dizzy. Like
Yeah, Perk's mind is pretty blown right now.
I knew they were things, but I never thought I'd be on one.
Kath is just hoping that she doesn't look like a giddy schoolgirl, and that she still is remaining very stoic and impassive. Because she is losing it with excitement right now. She loves these things. Her whole family does. Massive, massive. Yeah. You'll learn that about me
There's
later.
like no way, though.
There doesn't need to be, hence the air part. And I'm sure I go into some scientific detail about scientific magical details about how they work, and I'm a little obsessed. My brothers and I, my siblings and I are in the market for one.
That sounds like you have great passion for these.
We enjoy actually specifically the racing variety. So much smaller
Must
than this, obviously.
It must be nice to have passions.
It's why I get out of bed in the morning. What are yours? I ask,
I just
looking you dead in the eye.
my shoulders slump and I just turn and walk away.
We'll work on it. Don't worry. We'll get you some. You got it somewhere in there.
Perk kind of rolls his eyes like, oh my god, what a drama queen.
You're gonna rip it out like a wisdom tooth.
Why is Metal Man sad?
I don't know.
He always sad. Never happy.
Maybe he's seen some stuff, man.
I feel like I walked away, but I want to say like,
I
can
can still
Metal
hear
Man
you.
be sad? Right, I know. I've got to. Like, you should ask yourself, can Metal Man be sad? And then you might understand why Metal Man's sad.
I do not understand. He see many things. I see many things. I happy.
Maybe the many things that he's seen are the worst things that could possibly be
Yeah.
seen.
Well, it's kind of meaning, man, like some stuff, you know?
What can
Yeah,
Metal
all
Man
kinds of-
see?
We'll have to ask him about that.
You.
Uh,
Wait, come back.
yeah.
I'm curious. Why you so sad?
I don't really know.
Interesting.
Text and jump off too.
You absolutely can. You are welcome to jump off the skyship from 300 feet in the air. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
That's
Roll a
a
new
strong
character.
choice.
Yeah.
You're gonna
That's
have
a perception
text,
of 10. Do I catch on before?
Tex dies. He goes splat on the ground. You're out of the game for the rest of the session. You'll have to make a new character later. Are you
Really?
sure you want to do that? Yes.
No, I'm good.
Can your character fly?
I think so.
No.
No.
Wrong campaign?
What if I say
No.
yes?
Then I'm gonna need to see some spells, because unless you are an Aarakocra, no 3rd level character should be able to fly yet.
Asimar, I believe.
Can
I'm
they?
good.
They're the
It's-
angel
it level.
people.
I think level 3 is when they like, depending on. I could be wrong, but I think that's when they get it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Hex is good.
All right. Dan, did you get my message?
I did, thank you.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys would know that the oh man, why do I do this to myself every time? I make the names. You think I would make them easier to
Howling
pronounce?
on the wind.
Oh no.
No,
the red dudes.
Chrystorum, the Chrystorum Republic, you would know that they are very much, they have the most advanced military technology. So it's not surprising to hear that the advanced Magitech armor guys with no faces and weird weapons are from the Republic. But
Oh, so they're from the Overlord Republic that like we joined along with our enemies.
so yeah, so the Chrystorum Republic is one of the founding members and one of the bigger members of the Federation. They're basically like, if this Federation is NATO, they're America. That's kind of how I'm describing them. Like, so like they're not the only member, but they're probably the most important one. You know. And yeah, and they are well known for like fielding just very advanced troops. Most of their equipment that they sell is that they sell to other people. Just one of their major exports is military equipment. Is several generations behind, like, what their military is publicly using. And there's all kinds of wild theories about what they're actually up to and like what their state of the art looks like. But yeah, so you guys have a several hour journey, probably like a 4 or 5 hour journey. You would know that you are headed to the capital of the Federation, which is a place none of you have ever been. In fact, I don't think anybody from your kingdom has ever been here. It is a floating city in the like floating in the air above Kimbrel Lake, the lake that the river that creates your like whole valley open. I will find it.
The big old sea.
Okay, while we're on this ship, I think we need to have a team meeting. And just remember that, like, please, when you see people that have, like, big uniforms on and stuff, just hold your shoulders back a little bit. You know, like, and I try to teach caution for a second.
Like this, and his shoulders don't move at all.
Well, let's try lifting your chin. Let's go. We got this.
Like this, and there's no change at all. He's just a big robot.
Okay, well, can you say yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's not you I'm worried about, and I look directly at Sven. Like, hey, can you buck up a little bit? Come on. Shoulders back, head up. No more shady questions as answers. No more. Knock that out.
So you guys have a little bit of time. You have several hours. You can absolutely take your short rest. You can talk to some of the other people. Most of the crew is busy working, but the majority of the soldiers are just hanging out below decks. Some of them are up top. Some of them are, very clearly like on lookout for large aerial predators, which are not uncommon in the area.
I pick a dark corner, kind of a gloomy one in the bottom of the ship, and I start praying to my deity from my prayer book. Anyone might be nearby, they might hear me say a few things out loud, including the name Ogma.
At some point, your Sven also hears, "Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious." As like just walking past, not to him or anything, just in the same vicinity. Don't be suspicious.
Anchor would like to go explore, kind of like I was talking about earlier. If I can jump in. He's looking for he wants to know how the ship mooring lines He's looking for things that he could equate to at what he knows of sailing ships. How do they moor themselves? Is there a bunch of ropes? There's no sails. Is there sails? Is there?
There's
all of
no
that kind of
sails.
stuff, and he does have a goal.
There's no sails as you would think of them, designed for catching wind. There are some kind of sunshades, sails that are really clearly more for sunshades or to screen the people above deck from what's above. No ropes. From watching the vessel land, you can tell that some sort of spindly insect-like legs are deployed from somewhere on the bottom. You don't see any mooring lines. You don't see an anchor. And you don't really know how this ship would. One, you're not sure if the ship even could land in water, given that the side at the bottom opens up. But you're not sure how it moors. Just based from what you can tell, it looks like it doesn't.
Okay. This is very disconcerting, and he's getting more anxious as time kind of goes on, and he's kind of starting to mumble to himself. He probably passes one or two of you, and you can just tell his what inner cogs he has are working, but you can tell he's I don't know, if you see him a couple times, he's getting a little more distraught, and then obviously a little more just depressed about it, and it just doesn't seem I don't know. And then he eventually just kind of sits down in a corner and is just defeated.
As you're walking by, I'm gonna ask what's going on? Why you seem so agitated? I mean, more than normal.
I was really kind of hopeful for once. I wanted to do something, and I just don't know how to do it. I don't think it's possible right now.
You want to tell me what it is, or are we not that good of friends yet?
I don't want to be made fun of.
Okay, going with option B. Okay, I'll give you your space.
I mean, maybe you could help. So
yeah.
So I want to figure out how to dangle myself off the side of the ship.
Oh.
But there's no ropes. There's no chains. there's nothing for me to latch on to. I could use my rope, but it's not long enough. And I don't think the captain would like it the more I think about it.
Perk is gonna fight everything within in himself to just start laughing, and putting on his bravest face, be like, you know, I just it's a noble goal. I just don't know if it's the best idea. This ship just doesn't seem equipped for that. So maybe we'll do it on the next ship that we find ourselves on.
I just didn't know if I'd ever get the chance, and maybe I won't.
Yeah, yep. These are the kinds of things we have to bear as we go through life. I'll tell you what. As I'm walking around the ship, I will keep an eye out for any ropes that look like they can support you. How's that sound?
I appreciate the offer. Thanks for asking, even though it didn't help. And he just walks away.
Oh my goodness.
And with that, I'm going to go take my short rest. I'm going to try to sleep after this interaction where I'm like, this is the weirdest thing I've seen all day, and I've seen some weird stuff.
I saw blood portals. Like, this is. I tell you what, short rest is a great idea. Why don't we take a tight 5, and if you guys want to think about what your characters are going to do on this for the remainder of the trip, let me know if you have anything you want to do. If not, we can fast forward to the next part.
Sounds like a plan, man.
It'd be hard to DM and use your Theragun at the same time.
I was about to say, I don't think
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I know what's going on.
That was really weird.
I was gonna say, Zach, right?
I don't know if this is authorized for like the base of your skull. 'Cause you shook my whole head so hard I couldn't even see.
like right there and see what happens. Like right next to
Oh,
the esophagus.
oh,
Oh, that's weird. Throat
You know what?
singing.
This is how I hit those deep notes for the Sadakar chant. Oh. Okay, I'll turn this off before I get too distracted.
Right, before.
Listen, what? You just calling me out for no reason? That's fine. That's fine. It's a tough crowd around here. Dang. All right. Back into D&D. I'm sure it's been probably close to 5 minutes. We don't know. Nobody
Close
knows.
enough.
It's unknowable.
Yeah,
We're
yeah. How could
definitely
you
not
possibly know?
We're definitely not recording. There's definitely not going to be a record of this in the future. Does anybody have any ideas of what else they would like to do on the on the ship? Aside from just-
I kind of want to chat up like just some of the crew that's working. Ask them like how their day to day is basically, right? Like, do you like working for these guys? Is it like a necessary evil? Those kinds of questions. How do you feel about your lot in life, basically?
give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh, we're gonna call that a real dirty 21.
Real dirty 21. Okay.
Real dirty.
Real dirty.
Absolutely
Alright.
filthy.
You know, these guys they're definitely working, but they don't like. You can they still take breaks. You find there's like a couple of guys sitting below deck having a smoke or whatever,
Mhm.
and you manage to start up a conversation. And they kind of tell you that this is a very coveted position. There's a lot of competition. It essentially runs very much like he describes like a naval, like a wet navy vessel. It just flies through the sky and it's probably a little more complicated. But like you kind of they're pretty proud of this position. You kind of have to be cream of the crop to end up on these. And if it wasn't abundantly clear, this ship is oh no, I didn't even give them a name. Oh no, I'm the worst. 1 second.
As if that's never happened before. But it is just not for me, the DM. Go to fantasynamegenerators.com. Great site. Use it.
I think Zach just ran away. He got embarrassed.
Sorry. No. Very clearly, if it wasn't made clear to you before, it is this ship belongs to the Wood Elf community to your guys' southeast, known as the Shadow Petal Enclave. And they are fairly reclusive outside of their obligations to the Federation. Let's see here. Are any of you involved in like? Would it have any knowledge of like the economics of your kingdom and how it interacts with other kingdoms? Any interest or anything?
Absolutely.
Kobe, what would your interest be, Tex?
What is my interest?
I'm asking you. You're the one who said yes. So why is your character interested in what your kingdom trades to other kingdoms?
Because I want to be an archer.
Then I don't think your interest would extend to this.
He wants to know in general how expensive bows and arrows are.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
You
I'll
would
use
know.
I'll use that.
You would know that the Shadow Petal Enclave is incredibly well known for their scouts, for their archery corps, their skirmishers. Or it's all one. It's scouting, archery, and skirmishers all rolled into one role. They are very well known for it. Typically considered to be probably the best shots. Like, you know, like if you had to say, who's putting out the best archers, it's them. So you would definitely, Tex, you would recognize the other, like the archers that killed all the creatures while you guys were helping the civilians. Those are, you know, probably up there with some of the better archers in the Federation.
Okay, how can I join?
You can't, because they're a different kingdom. You're already joining like the Federation Rangers. That's what you guys are going to do now. And of which you do know that there is a lot of, or I should say, the Shadow Petal Enclave is definitely strongly represented in the Federation Rangers, just because of the type of tasks that they are given. Anybody else?
Yes, the Shadow Petal Enclave, would they lean more toward like competition with my family with the dungeon mining market, or would they be more of like a customer that we do business with?
I would say, let me look at my notes. I would say they are probably fielding similar, as you all would know. One of your kingdom's probably their biggest export is a wood, a lumber that can be harvested from inside your dungeon, that is very good quality, light and strong for the construction of skyships and airships. It's the best. It's not the best material. It's not the cheapest material, but it's the best, cheapest material. If that makes sense. It's the Costco. It's you know, value, best bang for your buck. And it's, you know, plentiful because it comes from a dungeon, and is theoretically infinitely renewable. So you would know that they have several, like, you're competing in different markets. So whereas like the lumber that they export is not from a dungeon, it's naturally occurring and is a lot higher grade. It's also substantially more expensive, and so you're not going after the same customer base, if that makes sense.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? We have the better stuff, or they have the better stuff?
They have the better stuff. You have the more affordable and plentiful stuff.
Okay, cool. So we can be friends.
Yeah, it's okay. We
Sure.
cover a different market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry, Perk, you were talking to them about specifically like their lot in life and their role. So,
Yeah.
knowing that, I guess now understanding that this is a shadow, the ship belongs to the Shadow Petal Enclave, and kind of hearing that like this is their one of their premier crews, choice spot. You definitely kind of see that one, these people are very proud of their work. They're also incredibly good at it. Like
Yeah.
these people know what they're doing. You don't see nobody's slacking off.
Right.
You
These are like
know,
elites. Yeah.
Yes, very much. These are elite crews, and you kind of on a 21, you kind of get the impression that there's competition for these spots.
Mm-hmm.
For these posts. Anybody else want to try to drum up any information before we move on to the next round? Nope. Okay. You guys, 4-5 hours go by. Whether you spend it enjoying the scenery, from an angle you've probably never seen before, at a speed you've definitely never traveled at before. This is by far and away the fastest any of you have ever traveled. Not the furthest, but the fastest. And you're pretty much spot on following the Kimbrillion River to Kimbrel Lake, which is the lake at kind of the bottom of the Kimbrillion Bowl, all named for Kimbrel Lake. As you're getting closer to your destination, you all kind of gather on the foredeck up front to kind of get your first look at a place that very few people from your kingdom, if any, have ever been. And this is the headquarters of the Federation, a floating city named Unity. No government controls, no polity controls this floating city outside of the council, the Federation Council. It's essentially like Washington D.C. In the sense that it's its own, it's kind of its own thing. They have local government that is unique just to them. You guys have all heard stories. This place is lots of theories about where it came from. I don't think any of you would actually know. If you want to hazard some guesses, I can, or if you want to have a theory, I can help you flesh that out. Lots of rumors. Definitely, you do know that it predates the Federation. It was found here. It was not built by anybody in this area. And as you're kind of approaching, you're looking back on how you came to be in this place. Peck, you think back. You remember being younger, losing your parents in the war, being an orphan, distressed, obviously, and you remember being approached by a representative of the crown. Someone said they knew your parents.
Mm-hmm.
and they had a proposal for you. They asked you if you wanted to make a difference down the line, and if you were willing to make some hard choices and put in the work, they would give you an opportunity to one day really make a difference and maybe prevent what happened to your family happening to other families.
Yeah, and I would be super into that because really the biggest thing on my mind is avenging my family, and I would see the best way to do that would be to like honor them, and they would totally go for this. So, yeah, I am hook, line, and sinker when this guy shows up and is like offering me this chance. I'm like, yeah, in big time.
You remember the years of rigorous training, specialized training, personal tutoring in a variety of things that you really had never considered that you might be learning. A lot of one-on-one work with your mentor, until one day a few weeks ago when you were approached by your mentor and told, this is it. You've been chosen for a very special project. You're going to be representing the kingdom. You're going to be in a position to help secure the kingdom's future and possibly even establish it in a position above the Zur, your enemies. This is your big opportunity, and you know that on this strange floating city, this is going to be your chance. This is going to be your chance to seize that opportunity that you were given and really act on it. Anchor. Sitting up on the front of the ship, looking down at the scenery, floating, kind of just drifting by underneath you. It can't help but feel a little familiar. A lot more colorful, a lot more interesting. But you think back to some of your earliest memories of just being suspended in the blue-black nothing of the ocean for years and years. And then one day seeing something you'd never seen before, something that broke up the monotony of the endless nothing with something, and that was some sort of land at some end to the endless ocean, and over an undetermined amount of time it started to get closer and closer and closer until one day you were able to touch down on that solid surface, and instead of drifting at the whims of your ship, the ocean, what have you, you were able to exert force. You were able to pull the ship with you, direct where you go, chart your own course for once. You think back to your first interactions with the mer people, and they're kind of pointing you towards the only surface people that they really interacted with, meeting your mentor, seeing a Skyrigger, an airship, for the first time, and kind of being interested and enamored with that. You think back to all of your work with your mentor. Oh, what just happened? Did I lose? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I guess my screen's just went to
Oh.
sleep. Had been moving the mouse. You think back to your work with your mentor, and kind of describe for us the conversations and the situation that led to you being on this team, if you want to share.
So, his involvement with the Regicine is just a matter of kind of coincidence and finding companionship once he finally made it to land, and like he just kind of ended up in the Regicine. And so just the entirety of the life as like it built around him when he finally kind of made landfall was just built on this registering with the mentor and the like learning how to like interact in society in a weird way, all the way up to the war when their talents were pulled in to the fight and being a part of that, and he just kind of remembers the like loss that he witnessed and experienced through the war, and it's just kind of what he knows. So there's this weird level of like, well, what else are you gonna do?
Okay. I like it. Tex, you remember growing up, your father was an archer. He was a scout, a ranger, did a lot of hunting, took you out, and one of your earliest memories was your father being incredibly excited about your proficiency with the bow. A bow has always felt natural in your hands. From the first time you picked up an arrow, you always hit where you mark. You've always been good at it, and your father kind of expected you and hoped that you would follow in his footsteps, become a scout, become a ranger, a hunter. But you chose a different direction. When the war ended and you were coming of age, it just kind of happened. You were, down at the, just plinking with your bow, taking shots, putting arrows down range, just practicing for fun. And some of the soldiers kind of saw you and came up and kind of started talking, and over the course of several conversations with them, they convinced you that you should join the Archer Corps for the kingdom. And you remember, a little bit of disappointment from your father, but largely support. And then you just remember all of the milestones of outshooting all of the other trainees from the beginning, quickly becoming kind of the rising star of the Corps. Everything from trick shots to hitting small targets from incredibly far away. Just very impressive. But that's all it was training, and it was impressive. It wasn't meaningful. You weren't achieving anything. You weren't slaying enemies. You weren't protecting the kingdom in any meaningful way. Until one day your commanding officer approached you and a few weeks ago and said, you know, we want you for this opportunity to represent the kingdom with the Federation Rangers. You knew it would be hard. It'd be like boot camp all over again. It'd be like starting at the bottom, but it would be an opportunity to make a difference, an opportunity to do something other than be an impressive shot, which you've been your whole life. And so this is you kind of, as you look out onto this city, this floating city that you're approaching, you kind of see this as probably the first time that you're going to be really challenged in your life. How does Tex feel about that? Being challenged
good.
for the first
I
time.
feel good. I feel good.
Feel good? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I'm top of the world.
Top of the world. Okay. Catherion? Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I thought so. Catherion, you remember your own experiences around the time of the war, seeing your older siblings serve, seeing many brave men and women take up arms to defend the kingdom, to defend the crown, to uphold the family oath. And you remember arguing with your father. You know, you knew that if he wanted to, he could have pulled strings. He could have gotten you in. He could have gotten you on the front line. And he refused time and time again, said you were too young, you weren't of age, you weren't old enough, you weren't ready. And by the time you were ready, the war was over. And you never got your chance to help out, to test your mettle, so to speak, to really challenge the oath and uphold the oath that you made. But you kept training. You kept training. You kept practicing. The best tutors, the best instructors that your father could afford. You knew from an early age, you did not want to run the family. You did not want to inherit the empire, the shipping empire that your family is known for. You always knew that was not your calling. And feeling like you had kind of missed your chance with the war, it was, to your great surprise, when you were called into a private audience, just your father and the king, and they explained to you that the kingdom has an opportunity, and it's something of a make or break opportunity. And despite what it may look like, the most important thing anybody on the team, the one quality that every person on the team had to have, was unwavering loyalty to the kingdom. Because this could make or break the future of the kingdom. How did Catherion feel during this conversation with the king and your father?
I think it actually like surprisingly like took me by surprise because like this is a chance that like like we have all those fantasies we're used to about like our dream jobs or what we were going to do if this and what we were going to do if we could just do that, right? And this was obviously like at the forefront of those, but like those were fantasies, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like I was going to do great things and I was going to serve the kingdom and all that, but like not that,
Mhm.
But like at the same time that I am surprised and shocked, and of course like honored in the background of all of this, like it's also an incredibly like daunting, you know, um, not to like tout myself as a noble, but like there's only so many people that the king is going to call into a private audience to do, like I really only have a handful of peers,
Mhm.
So like this has got to be something serious, like. So I think, and this is probably going to end up being like one of Cass's faults, but like failure is not an option when it comes to like, can I do this? Like there is no do or what was Yoda say? There
Do or do not. There is no try.
do or do not, right? There is no try, right? Like yeah, exactly. So probably like. While I feel like an immense sense of pride, there's like like heavy is the head that like wears the crown kind of feeling too. Like
Mhm.
I can't mess up. Even just to go back to my own family, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure like the people of the kingdom will be behind us and supportive of us and all that, but like I can't actually I can't actually fail though. So that's probably I guess the somber, not heavy, but like this is it. This is the real deal.
Okay.
I'm not daydreaming anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel. A lot of emotions.
Hey,
Sven, do you want to do yours on? I guess we could have everybody deafen themselves so you can still get the recording, and then when we start waving like maniacs, you can come back on. Or do you want to just hold off? Or do you want to do it publicly and just? It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Sven is dedicated to dogma. He interested in creating order in the universe. Search far and wide for good. He searched far and wide for thing to be part of that create order, that bring happiness to our people. That is why he here. That is all he has
Inside
to say.
check.
This is a personal flashback. No
Yeah.
inside checks.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't
that's right.
inside
We're all
check
just in
that.
our head. Sorry, y'all. I was like, nah, inside.
That was the funniest thing that could have been said right there.
Inside check.
It made me laugh.
It's like, I call BS.
You lost me at order.
It's too pure. It can't be right. Yeah.
We weren't given the option to not do it. Inside check.
No, I don't need to hear Sven. Catherion has already had him in the corner of her eye, and she can see his mind turning, and I'm like, I don't even need to hear him say anything. Just insight on whatever vibes
You
coming
hear
out.
my
of him. I wish I was a Jedi.
Just here's my thoughts about what I care about. Yeah, I know he's lying to himself.
He's trying to figure out how to lie to us.
Men have little to think about other than praying.
Okay. Well, as you were all kind of reflecting on, your past and what brought you here, both, here specifically and just to this place in your life, you see across a glittering Sapphire Lake, Lake Kimbrel, the source of the massive river that defines this valley that all of these kingdoms, live in. This is the Colorado, the Yukon, the Mississippi. This is a massive river that defines the area that you all live and trade. The headwaters, Lake Kimbrel, floating maybe 50 to 100 feet above the water, kind of hard to tell at this distance, is something unlike anything you've ever seen before. It appears to be a wholly constructed, entirely artificed by mortal hands, a city of stone floating above the water. Sky ships and airships coming and going. You've seen sky ships before. You've seen airships before. You've seen dirigibles. Your kingdom has a couple. You've never seen them in these kind of numbers. This is it almost reminds you of bees coming and going from a hive. It's just a truly staggering amount of resources and wealth dedicated to the ships coming and going from here. The city itself seems to just be alight with movement and bright colors, flags of all designs and colors flying from various buildings. Again, ships, of all make and manner coming, even ocean-going ships, wet ships, kind of gathering towards the bottom. It would appear to be kind of floating docks underneath this city. Just definitely more people in one place than you've probably seen before. Definitely, if not bigger than your capital city, then than the bigger population. Just very, very dense population. And as you approach Anchor, you finally get the answer to how these ships moor. And as the ship comes in for a landing, it approaches something that looks like a very large wooden fork and kind of rests on this fork. And what you initially took as to be some sort of like decoration or possibly a battering ram, a large kind of hammerhead shape protruding from the front of the ship, kind of comes down and fits into a slot that kind of holds it tight, locks it in place, and the prongs of the fork support the underbelly of this ship. You pull in alongside a number of other ships, almost to the point where no two ships are alike. You can definitely see design similarities. You can kind of tell, yeah, that's probably that's probably another Wood Elf ship, or those two are probably from the same general group of people, or at least maker. But no uniformity of really any kind. They all seem to be very bespoke.
Okay.
And you're ushered off the ship from the captain, off the Pollen on the Wind, I believe is the name of the vessel.
Yeah.
And you set foot on the the capital city of the Federation for the first time. Again, not probably only a handful of people from your kingdom have ever even been here, ever had the opportunity. And you're surrounded by an ocean of sound and smells and languages and color and fashion. People peoples you've never seen before, wearing fashion you've never even had an inkling of. It's very metropolitan, I think is the term. Is that correct?
As the term, yes.
Yes. Very, very metropolitan in a way that you've never seen. And while simultaneously there's something missing here that, and it takes you all a while to put your finger on it. And what's missing is the fear. No one here is worried about a monster attack. No one here is worried about some creature sneaking past the walls and running amok through town. No one here is worried about going out to the well to gather water and, being attacked by wolves. It's the first time you guys have ever seen this many people feel safe.
I'm unfamiliar with this concept.
It doesn't take very long. You're not left to contemplate this strange and possibly uncomfortable, possibly inspiring revelation when a very gruff looking dwarf of all people approaches you and says, you must be the delegation, the trainees from Regadress, correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
This is right, yes.
My understanding is you had a little complication.
Yes.
Prior to pickup.
We had a warm up.
I like it. A warm up. Well, I must say, I've read the captain's report. Sounds very impressive. I was impressed with what I read. It sounded like you prioritized moving the civilians out, eliminating the threat, and then preserving civilian life. That's a good start. That's a good start here. It's a long road to go for you guys. It's usually quite a process to get accepted, and there is a chance that not all of you will make it. But I'd like to say, at least provisionally, welcome to the Rangers.
Thank you.
We'll follow me, and we'll take you to our headquarters.
Okay.
And at this point, he just, without preamble, turns around and just takes off at a brisk walk into the absolute chaos that is this city. And you follow him down some main streets, down some side streets, down a tunnel into almost like a foot traffic subway lane type thing for a little while, back up onto the surface. If anybody wants to try to remember or be able to retrace their steps back to the dock, go ahead and give me a survival check, and I will accept arguments for other skills.
So, where's my survival skills back?
You're not bad. Your survival's it's not terrible. +3.
Okay.
And they're very bottom.
Obviously, since we would have already done that and it's literally in the past tense, can I go with history?
7.
Nice try, but no.
Okay.
7 will not do it. Tex, you are. Listen, if you were in the woods, you'd probably be fine. This is a jungle unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Does a 13 do me?
A 13 does not.
Damn.
You keep up for a while, but at some point you're like, wait a minute, did we go left at that weird falafel stand, or like, or what? Or did,
What is falafel?
I got a nat.
Anybody
one,
else?
so-
All the smells disoriented me.
You actually get a little lost, and they have to backtrack and find you. You're struggling to keep up, Sven.
It's big city. What you want?
Anchor got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Anchor, surprisingly on the ball. You're not. You're a very focused individual. You're not distracted by the sights and the sounds and the smells. You're just like left, then a right, then a left, then up, then down, then 3 floors over, and you're just like reciting it back to yourself. And it's like, yeah, I don't understand the problem. Like it was very straightforward.
It's my
Point A to
mechanical
point B.
brain.
Yeah.
1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1.
With a little of my own means to motivate me, Anchor, have you ever thought about a passion in navigation?
He looks at you and
It can make big
like,
money. Big money. You can navigate that well.
he reaches into his
Think about
bag and he pulls out like a rather well used set of navigator's tools and just keeps like staring at you.
So you do have a passion. Look at you go. That's what I thought. I like this attitude. We're gonna make a lot of money out of this. I mean, you're gonna make a lot of money out of this one. You're gonna make a lot of money out of this one day.
He lets you just like keep prattling on and like he lets you go forward a little bit and under his breath he says, "Not that it led to anything," and then follows you.
I didn't hear a word of that. I just keep on going.
That's a good pun. Eventually, you end up in a very large wooden stone hall, a huge open space. Although it is covered, like all of the buildings you've seen here, space is at a premium. Buildings go both up, are built up and then down into the substructure of this floating city. This is definitely the largest open space you guys have seen since you got here. There's people from all different background or all different kingdoms training. They all are wearing the same cloak and like cloak pin of the Federation Rangers. And then as you enter, you see a group of elves that you immediately recognize based on their identical clothing as the Zur. They are everybody from your kingdom would recognize that gray on gray with copper, with copper embellishments uniform of the Zur military. They're being led very similarly to you, except by a rather intimidating dragonborn. Very large, very muscular dragonborn. And as you both kind of enter into this open training space. You you come face to face with each other. Everybody give me perception or insight, your choice.
Is my perception very good, Zach?
Your perception is pretty good. Your
Okay, I'll
insight,
do-
your perception, your insight are the same. So whichever one you want. They're both +3.
Okay.
I rolled another
11?
dirty 20.
Oh,
I
11.
think you need to refresh your
12,
page.
Zach?
That's what I was just gonna say. my D&D Beyond was showing insight 20, insight 20, insight 20.
Another
I rolled an 11, Zach.
Another one.
12.
Pretty
Okay.
close.
We got a 12. I saw a 15.
A 17 for perception.
I had a 10.
Okay.
5.
The more per. Oh, go ahead.
5.
5. Oh, rough.
Womp, womp.
Sven, you're not like you come to the realization of who's in front of you a little late. You're maybe a little focused on this very intimidating dragonborn over there. It looks like he could bend iron bars in his sleep. You're like, ooh, the elves. Those of you who got above a 15 in perception notice a couple of things. Same with insight, I should say. One, unlike yourselves, who just got done fighting a wet fight in a quarry, all of the representatives of the Zur are immaculate. In like they almost look like carbon copies of each other, except for slight variations in different genders, and maybe little taller, little shorter, but same build, same condescending sneer as they look at you. Anybody who got above? Did anybody get above a 15?
I got a
12.
17.
17? Okay. You speak Elvish, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would hear in Elvish, maybe just barely enough to where you could maybe say that they didn't intend for anybody to hear. You hear one of them say to the other one, they can't even be bothered to have proper uniforms.
And you know what pisses me off? This is in my head. You know what pisses me off is that he's right.
You know what?
I cannot believe.
But they're the OSHA people who show up on the job site with an immaculate,
Shut up.
high-vis vest.
No, they're the right that do it right. They did it correctly. I cannot believe the king would do this to us. And what makes it worse is y'all don't even care. It means nothing to you. But it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something because this isn't happening again. Like y'all don't see it, but she might as well be melting through the floor right now.
What is his problem?
Nothing's the
upset?
problem. I'm perfectly fine, and why aren't you?
No, how to answer.
Just- Right. None needed. Everything is great. And then I'll lean over and be like, if you ever mention a problem in front of these people ever again, I'm going to be so angry with you. I swear to God. We don't have problems.
I'm very
to
tempted to cast a charm person on you.
Don't do it. Because I'm going to know, even if I can't avoid it, I'm going to know that you cast it.
You're gonna know at the end that it was me.
Uh-huh. I know enough magic users to know what's going on. Thank you.
As you guys are kind of staring each other down, another elf.
Down.
another elf walks up, and both the dwarf and the dragonborn seem to be rather differential towards him, and he says, I'm glad you've all had the opportunity to meet. Obviously, I can understand there might be some bad blood. Know now that ends here. This is the Federation Rangers. We are above and beyond the petty squabbles of individual groups. We are here to support the entire Federation and to defend the entire Federation from the biggest threats, from the real threats, from the things that could kill us all. There is no room for petty grievances and petty squabbles. We're going to conduct a tour of the facilities here, and you will be shown to your quarters, where you will be for the foreseeable future. And
Yes, sir.
side by side the Zur, you are taken on a tour of the facility. They have it's essentially a military base inside of a city, just on a smaller scale. They have their own cooks. They have their own, they have their own laundry service. They, everything. The quarters are very cramped. It's probably 3 of you to a room, and it's but it's all contained. Training, everything. It's all contained inside the grounds of the Ranger compound. Essentially, you are fortunately not sleeping near the Zur. They are taken to a different wing of the facility, and at which point your guide, the dwarf who escorted you, says, "Better not to tempt fate, huh?" As the Zur are led to a different place, as you guys go in different directions, so neither of you really knows exactly where the other one's sleeping.
You said we have bad blood. Sven have good blood. See? And he offers to go. Just to see how the dwarf reacts.
You know what? If you're gonna play dumb, roll me a deception check.
Got it, man. $22.
He's gonna look at you real hard for a second. And kind of look at the rest of you.
He's been kidding. His joke.
Don't
Very
look
funny,
at me.
yes.
He must be very effective on the battlefield.
Luckily.
And then continue the tour. Ooh, I can see we are coming right up on time. This is actually a decent spot to call it for the night. I know this wasn't as much of an action-packed, and I was kind of monologuing for a lot of it.
It's okay.
But
It was good build-up. It's good
Yeah,
story.
I enjoyed it. Did you have an XP in mind?
I do have an XP in mind. Give me.
Can you help me with my
a
XP,
moment.
Zach?
I would be happy to.
Level 4. Level 4.
Alt tabulator, total XP.
Our little XP accountant.
Yes.
So where would I go?
Mm,
So where would I go?
okay.
So where would I go? 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 So where would where would I go to do my XP, Zach?
I'll show you in a second here. Let me
Okay.
do some math.
Level
Carry
4.
Subtract by 2.
Times 100.
Okay, so collectively as a group, you earned 250 experience points from we did experience for last session, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. 250 experience points for killing monsters, plus an extra 100. No, how many civilians did you save?
All of
One,
them.
3.
2, 3,
I'm not sure.
3, plus all the other. I mean, this is not counting the massive group that got away earlier. So that'll be another 150 XP for the 3 civilians you were able to rescue. And I will give you another 200 XP for good roleplay.
Nice.
That'll be 600 for the night divided by 5.
100.
Right? There's 5 of you. Yeah. Everybody gets 120 experience points. A little light on the XP today.
Total should be
we'll take it.
1495.
We're never gonna get there.
1495.
My guy's gonna be so strong on level 4, Zach.
Yeah. Yeah. Level 4 is a big one. Alrighty. We did not get to the training that I was hoping. We didn't quite get to where I was hoping to get to the session, but that's okay. We'll be ready to rumble next session. Any scheduling conflicts as of now for next week?
Not that I'm aware of.
All
Nope,
right.
they rescheduled the banquet to Monday of next week, so.
They
Perfect.
are holding it.
Yeah.
Not completely canceled then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely not gonna go play with my new toy and just massage my. Bah.
On that note,
Zach's about to go make some money on some weird websites.